And before we get into this very important lecture, I just want to thank all of my supporters and my subscribers and my viewers for supporting my channel. You know, my channel has reached well over 191,000 subscribers, and none of that would have been possible without all of my supporters. So the focus of this very important lecture is, and I've been wanting to revisit this lecture for a while now, is the topic is the key to growth. The key to growth. And when I say growth, I'm talking about, you know, growth in all areas of your life, rather it's financial growth or physical health growth or eating healthy growth or business growth or promotional growth or academic growth, even if you are a content creator, you know, the growth of your YouTube channel, the growth of completing your manuscript. So I'm gonna present some basic nuts and bolts to the key to growth. And you know, I have always embraced these keys to growth, really, to be honest with you, my entire life. And one of the key things to any type of growth is, number one, consistency. You know, I don't care if you got a goal or whatever you're working on, and if you want to see progress, if you want to see forward movement, you have got to be consistent. You know, especially returning back to school. You know, I don't care if it's to earn a certification or associate's degree or a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD, or just to get more knowledge to start and finish that course. You got to be consistent. You're gonna have to be consistent, number one, in order to achieve that growth or goal and to see growth in relation to that goal. Another key ingredient to any type of growth is dedication. And you know, you got to be committed, you got to be dedicated, you know, especially when you're talking about something that is in terms of improving your health or working out or decreasing the amount of sugar and fat intake in your diet. You have got to be dedicated if you want to see success and growth in relation to that area of your life. You know, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Another key ingredient in terms of the key to growth is effort. You know, you got to put forth the footwork. You know, action. You got to do it. That's effort. Action steps. You know, especially if it's a returning back to school goal. If you want to see growth in completing every course or completing every semester, completing every year, you got to put forth the steps and the actions and the effort in order to see that key in that growth and success in that goal. And the most important ingredient in terms of growth and progress, and I tell anybody this, you have got to be, and this is my number one pet peeve, this fourth one, because there's four keys: the consistency, the dedication, and the effort. And then the number one is you got to be internally driven. You know, you got to, I don't care what that goal is you're trying to achieve, and if you want to see growth and success and achievement in that goal, you have got to be internally driven if you want to see growth and success in relation to whatever goal you're going after. You got to do it for yourself. It can't be because somebody else is doing it, or a co-worker, or doing it for your mother, father, sister, brother, significant other, child, co-workers, church members. No, you have got to be internally driven, because you're gonna have to be internally driven in order to maintain the consistency, number one. You got to be internally driven to maintain the dedication. You got to be internally driven to maintain the effort. That means the footwork, the action steps in order to see growth in relation to any area of your life, growth in the accomplishment of that goal, that internally driven. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because if you're not internally driven, if you're not doing it for yourself, don't matter who's looking, you still doing the footwork. No, don't matter if you ain't got nobody who know about that you're working on this goal so you can see growth and success on. When you are internally driven, you don't have to be in the spotlight. You can be that silent warrior, and I'm here to tell you, and you can announce that goal or the completion of that goal when the goal has been achieved, and people will recognize that growth. And I think that's a real big, if you want, in terms of growth, in terms of specifically, whether it's a healthy eating goal or weight loss goal or content creator goal, or if you especially YouTube content creators, you got to be internally driven with that consistency and the dedication and effort in relation to growth on your YouTube channel. You can't be worried about what somebody else's channel is doing, how their numbers look, or their views look, or their subscribers look. No, you got to be focused and internally driven on your channel or your goal in relation to any goal that you set out to achieve. And I'm here to tell you, those are the 4 keys right there in a nutshell: consistency, dedication, effort, and the most important one is you got to be internally driven. And one thing I can say about Marie Holiday, I was been internally driven my entire life. I'm wired that way, internally driven. You know, somebody considered my YouTube channel as a bigger channel yesterday, but I really didn't even think of it as that, because I considered my channel big when I only had 2 subscribers, because I am internally driven. And I'm here to tell you, secret right there. That's it. No, it don't. I create my content, and I've said it before, for audience of one. And that audience of one is internally driven by the Spirit, by internally driven by God. And I've been having this formula in terms of the key to success in many areas of my life. Even when I was in the military as a young woman, you know, I got all of my promotions meritoriously because I was internally driven. And I'm here to tell you, day one, as far back as I can remember, I have always been internally driven in relation to any goal that I set out to achieve, in being able to see that growth and to see that success all my life. That's the only way you can do it. And that's why I tell anybody, you know, in relation to my YouTube channel, sky's the limit, because this woman is internally driven, guided by the Spirit. And I'm here to tell you. So share this information, because, you know, also mark your calendar for Saturday, March the 2nd, 2024. I'm going to do a powerful live stream lecture. And the focus of that lecture is I'm going to present the legal process that must occur in order to submit your manuscript to a publisher. It's a legal process that happens on the front end before you submit your manuscript to a publisher. Because if the audience is aware, my book been in hit all major bookstores over 2 years ago, but there really is a legal process, especially if you go through a publisher, the steps that must occur on the front end to protect your work. And I'm going to delve deep, and I'm going to talk in a lecture on that process, because you may be working on your manuscript. You may have a thought about writing a children's book or getting your poetry published. You need to know the legal process that occurs on the front end. Now, for people who self-publish, you know, to each their own. So that information will not apply to them unless they just want to have that knowledge. but I'm going to do a powerful lecture on the legal process in terms of what must happen before you submit your manuscript to a publisher for them to just look at it. We ain't talking about submitting your manuscript to a publisher with the hopes that they will accept your manuscript. No, I'm talking about that legal process that takes place before you submit your manuscript. And that's the piece where a lot of people may not even be aware of. And I'm here to tell you. So tune in for that. That's all I have. I see I got some supporters chiming in. And again, my youth, I'm waking up I'm seeing growth. To be honest with you, I've been seeing growth in my channel since September 2023 on a daily basis. And when I'm saying growth, I'm talking about in terms of watch hours, views, subscribers, money on a daily basis. And that is directly ties into what I just talked about, the consistency, the dedication, the effort, and I am internally driven. And I've been this way all my life. I'm working to the point now where it's just my foundation is laid, that platform is laid. So all I really do focus on now is just my content. Everything else is in place, but the foundation is there. The foundation is rooted. There you go. Just like when they built them pyramids, the base of the pyramid, they spent 20 years building the pyramids. The base of the pyramid is the foundation to the remainder of the parts of that pyramid. Foundation is there. So all I got to do now is just focus on my content, continue to cultivate Patterson Associates Resource Center, and continue to present my content for an audience of one. And I'm here to tell you. So that's all I have. I see I got some supporters chiming in. Simple Fidelis. Tune in March the 2nd. Either way it go, I'm going to be there. And I want to thank all of my supporters. Simple Fidelis. And I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.